Alright, so if you saw my double rainbow video I put out a while ago, you saw me talk about how I thread a worm on the 2-inch lineman. Now, I also talked about, catching fish without the worm. In fact, in other trips since, I've ran with and without the worm and caught fish. So today, I'm going to start with the red eye shad, 2 of them. I'm going to go one with, one without. I have probably 4 or 5 different colors that I have 2 of each lineman, and so I may switch colors, but what I'm going to do, same rod, same reel, same line, same lures, one with a worm, one without. Every time I catch a fish, I'm going to switch the worm to the other side, basically. So, if I catch a fish on the worm on the left, I'm going to move the worm onto the right, and run it naked on the left, and vice versa. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I at least catch some fish, and I'm able to put these 2 methods with the same lures, same setups to the test. Oh, fish on. All right, fish on. Ooh, feels like a good one. Sweet, right off the bat. So that is on the worm. I just got the non-worm lineman deployed. I was deploying them at the same time, but the one with the worm got out there slightly faster. This feels like a really good fish. Really good. Sweet. So the wind was blowing really hard, so I was going pretty slow. I was only going like 1.3, 1.4, and it hit. I didn't see any other bumps before it hit, and that is a nice, really nice fish. Sweet. Okay, we got one on the worm. Yeah, there we go. With a worm on. That is a fatty. Just a brute. Love it. Oh. Yeah, there we go. We'll get a quick picture. Get him back in the water. Oh. We had one on over here. I don't know how long it was on, but we had one on the non-worm. And that's before I could even re-rig Mr. Worm. So, and those are the situations where I wonder if the worm doesn't give you the most advantage. They come up, they want that lure, they see the action, they hit it, and they don't get hooked up good. Maybe they don't get stung, but they get a taste of worm or a bit of worm, so then they come back. That's just my thought, right? Because I feel like with the worm on, a lot of times I'll get a bump, and they come right back and hammer it again. Now that fish didn't come back for whatever reason, but we'll see. It got hit again. See? They're coming back. Come on. Take it. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, fish on. Feels decent. Had multiple hits on both. I've got this amazing rainbow. Probably can't see it. A double. Oh, that's a good one. Oh no. I just lost it. Dang it. Oh. Okay, fish on. That's on the, I switched. So since I had one almost in the kayak on the worm, I switched and put no worm on this side. So if I land it, it's the first one without a worm. And I've had one in the kayak and one almost in the kayak without, or I mean with the worm. So we'll see. Hopefully we land this guy. Oh, it feels like another really good fish. And oh, reel him in too close. A lot more copepods on this one, I think. Another slab. Well, I guess we're going to turn around. Maybe. I don't want to turn around, so spin it back this way. Oh, that is, oh no, no copepods at all. I thought I had some. That is as pretty as they come. Right there. Oh, healthy. Fat. I mean, that, you can't beat a fish like that. Wow. Here's a pretty good miss with no worm. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, worm is hooked up. I actually just missed one on the non-worm, like less than a minute ago probably. And then now I got one on the worm. This could be the second landed, the third fish on. So it's slightly hotter at this point than the non-worm, but really not a lot. I mean, a couple good hits on this, one really nice fish on the no worm. So yeah, it's definitely both catching fish, and it is bright and sunny but pouring rain, which I moved my net down in front because the smallest one of the day, because the wind was blowing so hard it was really pushing me around on that last fish. But now the wind's calmed down and it's just pouring rain, so I'll probably put it back behind me. Well, later, dude. So there we go. Still a little bit of worm left on there after catching him. But we'll put a new one and kick it to that side. We'll see what happens. Okay, well, I was gonna reel in and check the worm and then readjust both these. So as soon as the sun came out, the activity on the surface just totally died. And all the fish I was seeing were right on the bottom. So I moved slightly out into deeper water. And well, before that, I was cruising across through where the beaver was, and there's a ton of weeds, like it's been churning up the bottom. And I went 15-20 minutes without a fish. No net needed. This is with the worm. 15-20 minutes without a fish. And so I thought, well, I'm going to change. That counts. Off he goes. So I thought I'm going to change to a different lure. Well, when I got in, they both had weeds. So, you know, I probably didn't need to change, but I decided to anyway because I already had the limonators out. And it's so sunny, thought I'll give it a little flash. But then as I was seeing all the fish on the bottom, I have a 2 ounce, a 1 ounce, a 3/4 ounce, and 2 3-ouncers. So even though I really don't need 3 ounces, it's the only thing I have 2 of. So I hooked on 3 ounces, sent them both out another 40 feet, and hooked into this one. It hit really hard, and then just kind of went stagnant. And so I was actually reeling in to check the worm and was going to re-rig a little bit and adjust my... maybe I'll get one while I'm back on the surface with the liminator. But anyway, so we'll keep at it. So another one with the worm. The worm's getting slightly more action. But as you can see, no worm is getting action too. So hopefully a few more fish to come. There we go. Sweet. Fish on. Okay, so this is the no worm. This is the worm. And, you know, I've had some hit on the outside. That first fish was on the outside. But I wonder, you know, if the inside rod is slightly more productive. And that's why I wanted to switch back and forth. I went both directions, but, you know, as I'm trolling the edge of these weed beds, you know, what I'm really doing is putting this inside rod kind of right over the top of those weeds, and, you know, or at least right over close to the edge of where the weed bed kind of comes down. So that may be influencing this, but that's why I tried to, you know, run that worm on, you know, inside and outside, and to try to, you know, not have that sway the results. But clearly you can catch them with or without a worm. If anything, the worm was slightly more productive, but, you know, both have been good. Where's he at? There he is. Nice fish. Pulling me right around. Another really nice fish. Man, these have really, all but the one have been just top notch. All right. Okay, we'll hurry and get him unhooked. Okay, so I did switch to the watermelon. When I fished this at ice off, it was just super hot, and because the clouds rolled in and covered up the sun, I decided, you know, that I didn't want to keep running that liminator. I also went back up to the surface because I didn't catch any consistently. I just caught that one down deep. So there we go. Missed one with the worm on this guy, and now caught one. And that is just a healthy, nice fish. No copepods, just awesome. Just a great fish. So we'll get it back in the water. All right, well, I think that's gonna do it for today, or at least for my test. You know, to me, it's apparent that you can catch them with or without the worm. And, you know, I still run the worm pretty consistently on the 2-inch and occasionally on the 3-incher, at least when I'm targeting rainbow trout. Sometimes when I'm targeting brown trout, I'll put that worm on there too, but the rainbows just seem to dig that worm, whether it's, once again, the look, flavor, scent, whatever, I don't know, but I do feel like it gives me a little bit of an edge. But clearly, if you're on a body of water that doesn't allow bait, or if you don't have any worms, these 2-inch limans, they're still going to catch fish running them without the worm. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let me know if you want me to do any other tests with my gear or different gear. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you want to know when I'm dropping more, hit the bell notification. Once again, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. Catch you later, and fish on.